One of the most popular books that I've been hearing about for a couple of months now on podcasts everywhere is from the number one podcaster on the planet. Her name is Mel Robbins, and the book is called The Let Them Theory. The Let Them Theory. I've been too busy writing my own book to read this one, but Kylie, Mrs. Happy Families, has spent the last couple of weeks diving deep into this New York Times bestseller that has boomed up the charts everywhere. And today we tell you what that Let Them Theory is and what it means for peace, serenity, calm, bliss, and all the good things in your life. I think. I don't actually know what Kylie's going to say. G'day. Thanks so much for joining us on the Happy Families podcast. Real parenting solutions every single day. On Australia's most downloaded parenting podcast, we are Justin and Kylie Coulson. All right, Kylie, let's get straight into it. You're not the expert on the Let Them Theory. What's the actual title of the book?
The Let Them Theory.
Oh, that's it. The Let Them Theory. Okay. What is, if you can tell me while you're not the expert and didn't write the book, what is the Let Them Theory?
Well, I'm actually going to let Mel tell you. I'm going to read a little excerpt from the beginning of her book because it's such a profound thought. If you're reading this book wanting someone to mollycoddle you and to speak gently, she is not the person. She speaks hard truths and they can be hard to swallow.
Slap in the belly with a wet fish.
Yeah, a little bit.
Maybe across the...
A little bit.
Maybe across
But this is what she says.
Okay, go.
She says, the Let Them Theory is about freedom. Two simple words, let them.
I thought you were going to say freedom.
Will free you from the burden of trying to manage other people. When you stop obsessing over what other people think, say, or do, you finally have the energy to focus on your own life. You stop reacting and start living. Instead of driving yourself crazy trying to manage or please other people, you'll learn to let them. So what does this look like? Imagine you're at work and your colleague is in a bad mood. Instead of letting their negativity affect you, you just say, let them. Let them be grumpy. It's not your problem. Focus on your work and how you feel.
I've got to cut you off for a sec. This sounds like that thing that I said to you about 10 years ago that really changed our relationship. I felt like you were cranky at me. I felt like you were going through a really, really, really rough time. I felt like I was doing everything I could to support you and it wasn't working. And one day I said, I'm not going to let you being in a bad mood affect my mood. Like if I'm going to have a good day, I'm having a good day and I'm satisfied to just let you have a bad day. But I still love you and I'm here to support you, but you get to choose your mood.
And I think generally speaking, men are a lot better at differentiating between someone else's emotion and their own.
So
they're able to detach.
Okay, you're upset. You can be upset. I'm going to go about my day. Yeah. That's kind of what she's saying. That's 100%, what the Let Them Theory is.
100%.
Okay, so if my mother-in-law drives me crazy, my mother-in-law is looking at me and saying, well, if you want to be upset at me, that's your choice, but I'm 70 years old and I'm going to live the life that I want to live.
Yeah.
This is the anti-change other people book.
100%.
Got it. Just you do you.
So maybe your dad makes another comment about your life choices and it hits you like a brick. Instead of letting it ruin your day, just let him. Let him have his opinions. They don't change who you are or what you've accomplished or your right to make decisions that make you happy. The truth is, other people hold no real power over you unless you give it to them.
Oh, I'm thinking of so many people we need to give this book to.
Here's how it works.
Oh, you're still going. Okay.
When you stop trying to control things that aren't yours to control, you stop wasting your energy. You reclaim your time, your peace of mind, your focus. You realize that your happiness is tied to your actions, not somebody else's behavior, opinions, or moods. The Let Them Theory will teach you that the more you let other people live their lives, the better your life gets.
Yeah, okay. I love what's going on here. I love what the book is about. When I hear this, though, one of the great challenges that I'm confronted with is as a parent, you can't just let yes, you can let the kids have a big emotional outburst. I'm really good at saying, you know what, kids, if you want to be upset about this, I get it. I still love you. I'm trying to help you. But if you don't want to talk to me, if you want to be cranky, that's on you. I'm here when you're ready. So I get that. But you also can't let your children go and behave irresponsibly. You have a responsibility to socialise them.
That's exactly right. Your role as a parent is to parent them and to safeguard them and to and to
have boundaries and
help them
limits.
Navigate. Yes.
Does she have any content about? Because she's not a parenting
specifically
expert.
In this book.
Okay, so this is an adult to adult
That's
thing.
exactly right. And she does acknowledge that a parental relationship with your child is different, especially with young children.
Good.
But she has something that you could go and look on an ebook and have access to. There's just one other thing that's really important when we think about the let them theory.
Right.
She said too often people stop there at letting other people have their emotions, have their opinions. But there's actually more to it.
Okay.
There's 2 steps.
Yep.
So she said the let them theory isn't just let them. Yes, it begins with these 2 words, but that's not the whole story. Let them is just the first half of the equation. There is a second, even more crucial step to this theory, which is let me. So this book is actually not about other people. Mm-hmm. It's about us.
Okay.
And what we choose to do following our acceptance of other people's behaviour, opinions, thoughts, emotions, and everything that goes with that.
Okay. After the break, what Kylie loved most about this book, because my sense, Kylie, is you liked it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Kylie, The Let Them Theory, Mel Robbins, the number 1 book that everyone's talking about. She's the number 1 podcaster globally. Wouldn't mind if we were the number 1 podcasters globally, but we're not there yet. Can everyone just tell everyone about this podcast? Like, I think we do a good pod. Jump online, leave us a 5-star rating and review. Maybe that'll help us to move up the charts a little bit. Gee whiz. Please, pretty please. Do it. Is this the bit where you say, just let them do what they want? Is that the bit where you say?
I was about to say maybe just write a better book.
That would hurt a lot. The pain that we are both going through as I'm writing this current book.
It better be worth it.
It better be worth it. Oh, okay. What did you love most about Mel Robbins' The Let Them Theory book?
I'm going to share with you 3 main things that I took away from this. The first one, she calls hacking your stress response. She says, the moment anything happens that stresses you out, literally say the words, let them. Put yourself in pause, then say, let me, and take a breath. Let me take another breath. Slow your stress response, calm your body and brain down, take control and regain your power. I love the fact that she, just in these few simple steps, what happens when somebody aggravates us?
Well, we respond reactively. Sometimes we ignore it. Sometimes you turn against or turn away, right? That's the way that I normally talk about it.
If you're not a confrontational person, you might not actually have anything to do with the person.
You turn away.
You will ruminate
over
that. You'll keep going over the conversation.
Can't believe they said that. I should have said that thing instead.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. And so we actually, number 1, give our power to them. All of our energy is focused on that scenario, and we can no longer move forward in positive ways. And the idea and the science back behind taking a breath and stopping ourselves between stimulus and response is so powerful. And I just love the reminder that I get to regain my power by acknowledging I can't change you, but I can change how I choose to see this and respond to it.
Love it.
Number 2, the power of let me. This is so good.
I love that you're all lit up over this book. I love seeing you enjoy a book. It's been ages since I've seen this.
She said, regardless of what circumstances and situations in which you find yourself, using the let them theory, you'll learn that no matter how big the problem is or how stressful something feels, there's always something you can do through your actions and attitudes to make it better. That is the power of let me. You can't control everyone around you or the world at large or what people are doing at the park, but you can always control what you say, what you think, or what you do in response.
I've got to jump in on you with what you're talking about here. This is the ultimate don't be a victim book. That's what I'm hearing you say.
100%.
I know that sounds really offensive, and some people will chafe at what I'm saying. But you said this is
I said that at the beginning. She says some
hard truths,
really hard truths.
Yeah.
Even to the point that you are in the wrong.
Yeah.
Like literally, you are in the wrong. If you're feeling X, Y, and Z about X, Y, and Z, then you're in the wrong.
I'm hearing take responsibility for you.
100%.
And let other people be themselves. Does she make the point that if people really cross a line that you have to act though?
Yes, of course. She acknowledges you're not supposed to be a doormat.
Yeah.
But that's where you get to decide.
Right.
Am I going to stay in this relationship?
Yep.
Is this a relationship that builds me, lifts me up? And
am I going to put a boundary in here and say, you've just crossed a line?
Yes.
All right, great.
Yes.
What's the third thing? We are nearly out of time, and I feel like I need to pick up this book and read it as well. It sounds like fun.
The last thing that she makes is don't be the person who bends over backwards to make everyone happy. She said someone is always going to be disappointed by the decisions that you make.
Love it.
This is so powerful.
Yeah.
And as she shared the experience that led her to this belief, I was just thinking about all the times I have done this.
Give me the short version of the experience.
So one weekend.
Yeah.
Her best friend is having a milestone birthday. They're going away for the weekend. It's
Awesome.
a 4-hour drive
Yep.
in one direction. But months previous to this
There's another commitment.
invitation, her parents have acknowledged that her grandparents will be in town and she's promised that she will be with them for the weekend.
Right.
So
Torn.
her totally torn, number one. She wants to be a good friend, but she also wants to be a good daughter and a granddaughter.
Yeah.
So she decides there's only one solution. She's going to drive the 4 hours to spend the night with her best friend and the girls,
Yeah.
get completely sloshed, have a sleep, wake up the next morning, and while everyone's still sleeping it off, she gets in the
Go to
car
grandma's.
and she drives to her mum's place.
Yeah.
It's not until a few days later that she's catching up with her friends and somebody acknowledges that the birthday girl was really disappointed and made the comment that why did she even bother to show up if she couldn't
If she was
be
going
there
to leave the
whole
next morning.
weekend. Yeah. Meantime, when she showed up at her parents' house, her mum gave her a big hug and whispered in her ear, I need you to know Grandma was really disappointed you weren't here last night.
That is. Just keep it to yourself, Mum. Like,
And can you
seriously.
see just in that situation, she's tried in her in the only way she knows how to please both people,
And please no one.
and she hasn't pleased a single one.
And no one has. The sad thing about that for me is there's no gratitude.
There's no grace.
That's right.
And
People
this
aren't
is-
saying Mel's got so much on, and at least she made the time to do something. Instead, they're saying, "Why did she bother?" Like, I mean, to me, that's an indictment on them. And Mel needs new relatives and new friends. Draw some boundaries, Mel Robbins.
But as I read that, I was thinking of all the times
Yes.
that I have turned my life upside down, twisted into 100 different knots and
Look
gone
like
in
a pretzel.
different directions
Yeah.
to please everyone.
Yeah.
And I've had similar outcomes. And I'm left feeling less than whole and seriously upset and disappointed
Okay.
that there is just no grace offered.
Yeah.
In spite of my very best efforts, it's not enough.
Ah, gee.
And so the things that I love about this book, the acknowledgement that I can't change anyone else. This is not new.
Yeah.
This is not new. But in me taking on that thought process of let them, I literally am able to just say, you have every right to feel that way. I know you're disappointed that I didn't get to spend the weekend with you, but I feel good about the decision I made to come and spend time with you.
We're out of time, but I've got a question for you.
Yes.
Have you been using any of the let them theory on me or our kids?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
but I've
okay.
had a situation just in the last few weeks that has
Yeah.
been really troubling for me. And for a handful of days, I've really been ruminating over the way other people have chosen to respond to a decision that I made. And the problem is we know why we make the decisions we make.
Yeah,
we
and you do it with good intentions.
Intimately.
You're trying to be helpful.
That's right. And
Always
you're
doing
thinking
the right
about
thing.
everybody,
Yep.
being a people pleaser. I'm thinking about everyone and trying to make everybody happy in the scenario. But there are plenty of people who are not happy with the decision that I made. And I was getting myself all worked up about it. And then I woke up one morning and I just thought, you know what?
Let them.
It's okay that they feel this way. No, it's not from a
It's not a smug arrogance.
in your face.
Let them.
It literally
Yep.
is, I can see why you would feel that way. It's okay that you feel that way. That's not why I made the decision, and I didn't make it with that intent, but I can see how that decision may have impacted you in that way, and that's okay. It's not mine to fix. That's theirs. My role is to take control of the things I can control. I can't control them. but I can control how I think, how I choose to respond, and how I act.
The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins is Kylie Coulson's new favourite book. Fair call?
It's pretty good.
We will link to it in the show notes if you would like to click on the link and grab a copy. The Happy Families podcast is produced by Justin Rulon from Bridge Media. And if you'd like more information about making your family happier and navigating those tricky relationships, jump online to happyfamilies.com.au.